a little pretend homework assignment. Measure all these things in the house and come back and bring it back to me.
Musical.
Okay, let's
Want to do like or something? Oh, yeah, or like he likes like the iPad battery. Oh, 90%. Okay. And then, like, if he gets the percentage as far as the battery life.
Are you there, Melissa?
Say the percent and be like, Mom, is that like 50%? Like, yeah, I forgot 50%. So you're gonna have to plug that speaker back in.
Yes. I'll just get her. All of our videos of these masterminds are going to start with, "Hello, Melissa."
Actually, he's getting clock face. I'm just like, is he in second grade? Yeah, language is hard. Reading is difficult, but we're pushing him really hard. Like he's been coming to it twice a week all summer, and then continuing just to focus on learning to read. And he's getting it. Even though that's not his natural.
Are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
And I can see everyone.
Great. Okay.
So, especially that his brain can do it.
Oh, man. Sorry for the delay again.
Is that okay? Give Rachel. I just want Rachel to help. Can I go give her specific instruction, or do you have instruction for her, or if she's?
I don't care as long as everybody stays. Reagan sometimes gets sad about when I babysat her before. I don't know why I printed 3 of these when I meant to print 4, so I'm gonna just share. Notebook. Nope. So I'll just grab my notebook and away we can go.
Did you find me? For free, or free, and then there should be for good. Is she really Is she going to have the card? Car problem. Oh my gosh. So after I run and figure it out. Who was the one that left the car broke down? Like guys and everybody? They had borrowed someone's car and it could count.
I don't know, what a mess that would be.
Yeah. So I think they got all the money they needed, just asking to do. That's pretty cool.
Okay, I think we're ready to get started. Is there someone who wants to say a prayer for us today? Yeah, that would be great.
All right.
Well, so we're just having prayer.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Dear Heavenly Father, we're so very grateful to gather together and come up with ways that we can strengthen our families and try to fulfill our roles as wives and mothers and servants of thee, ways that we can be inspired to do better and realize our potential. So that we can have clarity of thought, that we can be able to be supportive of each other and really help come up with some really neat and interesting thoughts, things that we haven't maybe thought of before, ways that we can strengthen our families. We love you so very much. We're so grateful for all that we have. We're so grateful for Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Okay, so to start off, does anyone have anything they want to share about anything you've done since our last meeting about Ideal Life Vision or about family vision in general?
Well, I have struggles a little bit with the personal Ideal Life Vision because I don't know if either of you done one too. I'm like confused about really what I want. Like, it's
knowing
really,
what you
yeah, I'm like, I can think and think and think about it and be like, I want this. I mean, do I really want that? Like, I really
second guess yourself.
Yeah, I really don't. Sometimes I have struggles, and in certain areas, it's like, oh, this is what I want.
Right.
And then other specific areas, I'm like, do I really want to put the effort forth to do that? Like, do I really want that, or do I want these other things more? I feel like maybe soul searching. Yeah, like I feel like it's a challenge for me. Yeah. How did you do? I just start off and make it really simple, and then add the stuff that I'm not sure
that's
that I want to add? I guess that's.
I wouldn't put anything in there that you sort of want. I would just find out what are things really want and focus on those first.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get conflicted results if you're sort of on it.
Yeah.
You have to, I mean, you can be the one that you know. So if you're not sure, I wouldn't.
Yeah. Maybe I should put in there that I am a decisive person. Because
I know what I want.
Seem to like have, seem to have issues with that.
Melissa, can you hear us okay?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Okay.
So it sounds like you were working on it some, Anne, but just coming up against the block.
Yeah, I'm just not sure. I don't know. I feel like I just have a hard time with that. Narrowing, focusing it, simplifying, I guess.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have a hard time remembering to listen to mine because mine is done.
Yeah.
So Chris put it on my phone under my playlist, and so to like get it done, like it's part of on the treadmill at the gym at 5 a.m. and I just put it on, and it's about 10 minutes long, and then it's done. And then it's for channeling, exercising. It's perfect as far as because it's hearing your goals, it's hearing your motivations, especially in my section on physical goals. And, like that helps.
That's awesome.
To get it done.
That's really
so there's a recommendation. Do it. Listen to it when you work out.
Yeah, that's great. I'm in the process of reworking mine, and I was making progress, and then I felt like I wanted to get some more feedback on some more like united goals. But after talking so we talked about family, like how to do ideal life vision for families last time we met, and then Melissa and I had a conversation with Ann Webb and realized that we were doing some things that weren't working, like the idea of getting your family goals, but then having one person still write it. It's going to make it not as believable for everyone else in the family to have it in mom's words or dad's words. And she was saying, she would say, get the goals united, and then everyone go write their own part and put it in their personal vision. So I thought that was really interesting. So as I'm rewriting my personal one, there were a few things that I was like, well, this is something we're creating together. I need to get clarity with other people and write it on my own. So I'm in that process. I've gotten some of that done. Now I'm ready to just record when kids are not making noise. Because now I can't listen, like you were saying about Steven, and like I can't listen to my old one because I feel like, okay, I've moved on from those. That's not what I want to focus on now. So
yeah. And I think I worry about doing that too. Like with what do I really want? I don't want to make one and then immediately be like, it's not.
Yeah. I think though too, and I think this will come up in our discussion about mission statements, that we're not going to have it all clear about how we like to do it best and what we want to say most the first attempt. But the way to get to the greater clarity, I think sometimes, is to make the first attempt and then to realize when we want to redo it and then realize, oh, that part didn't work. And, it's in the doing that we're going to find out some of that stuff about it. As I was reading about mission statements, it really was like you do it and then you revisit it and then it takes a few months and you keep working on it. Why do I have the computer charger?
I think the thing I learned the most in the last 2 weeks about the ideal life vision is really how important it is that it be your own words. Like when we had that conversation with Ann Webb, it like immediately brought to my attention all the parts where I'd stolen phrases from other people, and I was like, yeah, when you hit those phrases, it's kind of like, oh yeah, that's what so and so said. That's what so and so said.
Uh-oh, we lost you.
Lately, can you hear me at all?
Yes, now we can again. But now we lost you again?
I don't know.
Oh, no, we can hear you.
She wasn't.
Oh. Anything else?
This toy is going away.
Does anyone else have anything about your end goal for by the end of the mastermind, what you want to accomplish? Did anyone think about or work on that in the last couple of weeks to share?
I've been thinking about things to record. So I've been like, I want to have something that I've said, and then I want to have like spiritual goals, like memorizing something or whatever it is that I want. I want that.
Awesome. That's great. I was thinking this morning as I was prepping for today, I want to read something that's really focused on this kind of topic while we're doing the mastermind. So keep staying focused, and I haven't done it so far, but I was really thinking this morning that that might be the goal in morning. Right now I'm a little gun shy about setting goals because I've been having so many mentors say, set a goal about this and about this and about this, and I'm like, I really want to decide and commit if I'm going to set a goal, and so I'm feeling the waters a little bit.
Yeah. So you said goals by the end of the mastermind. How long are you envisioning the mastermind?
Through November. Yeah. So this is our third meeting as far as like the content, and so we have 2 in October, 2. I think there's 4 more. And maybe little syllabus things that I don't have to but they got loved on.
Hey, Bont,
Yeah.
your computer started doing that weird thing where it sounds like someone's hitting all the keys.
Oh, weird. There's no kid in here, and none of the grown-ups are hitting the keys. That is weird. I really have no idea what to say about that. Other than I listened to last ones where you said that was happening, like watched it after the fact, and it never happened watching it. So it's not happening on the recording, I don't think.
Maybe not. I have listened to one as a recording of the things we've recorded where it was on it the whole time.
Oh, weird. I have no idea. Do you think it could be on your iPad?
Maybe, but it was on Ryan's phone. Okay.
I have no idea. Okay. Sorry, that's annoying. Okay, so today we're focusing on mission, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about the principle about missions first, and then Corinne's going to share a little bit about what she's done with her family about having a mission. So I just wrote down some questions. What does it mean to have a mission? Who has a mission? And what does it mean for a family to have a mission? So Ray has some thoughts about that.
Well, people are individuals, and you should have your own mission and purpose and goals for you individually. But when you get married, you are now a unit that needs its own mission. And then as you add children, that creates a whole new dynamic. And as a group, you should have a mission. That's different than an individual one.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they have different roles, different parts to play.
I think too, just like our individual missions involve blessing other people, and we have some specific work to do to make the world better, I think the family mission is the same thing. And just like there's a purpose for people on earth that we all share in general, you know, why God sent people to earth, and then there's individualized purposes for each one of us. I think that's true of families too, that God's ordained and established families in general for a specific purpose, like to help us become what he wants us to be. I mean, there's a reason for families in general, and I'm just trying on this belief that I think individual families have a specific mission and purpose too, like that family unit together. And so writing a mission statement is not just saying, well, these are some things we could do or become, but I think part of it is really trying to identify what does God want from our family as a whole, and how do we tune in and do that? I have a pen on that clipboard if you need one. Oh, yeah.
What I want to do, I have a handout, and I want to fix it to Melissa quick so she has it.
Awesome.
That'd be great.
So I have a thought on this.
Yes.
So do you think that it's like you have a mission or that you have missions, and that sometimes it's like, this is my mission right now, but that actually gets complete and you move on to the next one? Or is it like all encompassing? Once you've made your mission, that's what it is.
No, I mean, like a woman, I think you have different missions throughout your life. It's not just one, because, you know, you've got time and places and seasons to do different things in your life. You know, like, you know, some women say, oh, my mission in my life is to be a mom. And they'll say it like that's it. And I disagree with that. That's a very important role, one of the most important roles in your life. But it is not the only thing that defines you. And after your kids grow up, you're still a mom, yes, but you do have the opportunity to have other important missions and goals in your life, for example.
Yeah. And the way you can serve changes. Like, I can't even tell you how many times people have, like, served us or done sweet things for us, and they're like, and I'm like, oh, this is so amazing, thank you. They're like, your time will come. You will be able to branch out and serve other people. Because right now I'm like, I can help watch other people's kids because I've got a whole bunch of kids, but yeah, I can't serve in the same way that I'll be able to when I'm older. You know, like, it's different.
You grabbed my phone.
I think you just ask her.
Melissa, what's your phone number?
801 332
332
9398.
Three.
But I did hear everything you guys said, and I keep muting myself out.
Did you say 9398?
Yes, I did.
So I've got 801-332-9398.
Perfect.
Okay. I'm just texting you a picture of a flyer that I'm about to hand out.
Okay. We'll see if I get it.
And stay on the hangout. So, Melissa, my thought about what you asked too is that I think that our mission is going to have some similarities throughout our lives, like that there's a core aspect to it that's individualized and it's related to our gifts and the things that we love to do that will stay consistent, but the application will look different. And so, and I don't know if that's true, that's just what I'm thinking. And from some of the things I read, when we look for our mission, we want to look for things that we're really good at and that we really love, and where those two areas meet. And so it'll show up in different ways. Like, one of the things that I'm good at that I love is dealing with numbers and figuring out, manipulating things like Kaiser, but not quite as quick on my feet as what you were saying he can do. But I like messing with them. But it'll show up in different ways. Like when I was a kid, that meant that I could help people with their math homework. And as a grown-up, I can do it in a totally different way. And so I think a lot of the core of what our mission is, we're still finding out pieces as we go along, but that core will stay the same. I think the challenge then is we just don't want to limit ourselves to think, well, that's the core mission, and so I don't have these gifts or these strengths, or this doesn't look the same. But I think if we look back, if we really live our lives consciously on purpose and try to live our missions, I think when we look back on our lives, we'll be able to see common threads through all the things that we were doing, even though it was different applications of our missions.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Good. Anything else on this part? Glenn, let's turn it to you.
All right. I was typing up notes for me, and then I thought I'll just type up notes for everybody. So.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Okay, Melissa, I hope you can get this. And I thought we could read it out loud. Did you get it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I changed the verbiage from mission statement to manifesto. So this is, and you can't really see it, Crown Family Manifesto. And we can read it in just a little bit. But we worked on this a few months ago. All right. I'll read the first part. It says, what is a family manifesto? Family manifesto is a series of mission statements
that set apart principles, goals, and ideals that you choose to create for your family. It is meant to be displayed and read by your family frequently. It brings unity and cohesiveness to your family as you choose the goals and dreams together. It is meant to be a family affair during creation. So here's some questions. Have you and your husband ever actually had a conversation about a family mission? How do you envision your family? What goals do you have? What principles do you want to teach your family? What are the goals within each principle? So what we did here, and you can do one mission statement that encompasses the whole idea of your family. In this one, we actually broke it down, and we chose the principles that were the most important to us and what we wanted to teach our kids, and then we set goals as mission statements within each principle. Okay, who wants to read the next goal?
I do.
Principle.
Intention. Everything is about intention. If you don't have intention, then anything can happen. Anything from outside can come inside, and your home will be more prone to chaos. Intention is consciousness. It brings about true purpose, without which nothing of value can be created.
All right, so what does that mean to you when you're focusing on creating a mission statement or a manifesto?
Well, it's about getting clarity and also commitment to me. Intention incorporates both of those. So you get clear on what you want, and you are really committed that this is what I'm going to have. And so it's not about all of the processes and what to do, but the intention is just the clarity and commitment together.
The point is, if you don't know what you want, you're definitely not going to get it. You know, like what you were saying, if you're not sure what you want, you'll wallow in that uncertainty and nothing will be created.
Yeah. Or something will be created that, like,
that comes in from outside. Yeah. Chaos will be created, so it will just be crazy. All right, Anne, do you want to read the next principle?
Conscious creation. To create something, it must be imagined first. Nothing has ever been created without being created spiritually, and then speaking the words of it into creation. There's so much power in writing down and creating the words that go to your goals. This must be done.
Any comments on that?
Yes. Stephen and I talk a lot. We like to talk a lot about this type of thing. And sometimes we write things down that you'll have like some inspiration. If you don't write it down, it's gone. You know, you could have some amazing idea or some insight or something will just hit you. And if you don't write it down, it's gone. And who knows if it'll hit you in that same way or not for a long time.
Brains cannot remember everything.
Yeah. You got to organize it somehow. You have to. So yeah, huge step.
So energetically, by declaring it and writing it down, it actually has created a new energy, which will create what you've written. Mm-hmm. Okay. How do you? I wrote it fast.
How do you create your family manifesto? Brainstorm principles that are important to your family. What are the most important ones to you?
Sure.
Create goals about your family, about how you would like to operate within those principles. Create statements of being within those principles. They should be present tense, as if they are already operating. Make sure they all feel right in wording and intention. Make sure they are only positive statements with no negative wording, such as we aren't mean or we don't make messes. Edit perfect and then display it on your wall, shelf, etc. and read it often.
Okay, so we attract what we say. So if we say anything negative, that is what we'll create. So if we say we don't make messes, you will hear messes, which will create more messes. But if we say instead, we take care of our belongings, that will create taking care. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Present tense always, because you are creating it as if it is now. And even if it's not yet, by saying it as if it is now, we'll also create it quicker.
If you guys were interested, I wanted to read mine so you could see what we wrote. That would be great. Okay.
Lynn, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How did you go about doing this with your children?
Okay, so we did it during a family home evening. Chris and I, as a parent couple, decided which principles were most important to us. And then we opened it up to the kids to ask what they thought about each principle, what they wanted for each principle. So we did get their input, but obviously with them being still pretty small, Chris and I were the masterminds as far as what we wanted to create for our family, but we did get input. Okay, number 1, conscious creators. Surprise!
Yeah.
Okay, we are conscious creators. Each of us have a purpose and mission. We can create anything we choose. We practice self-governance of our thoughts, emotions, and bodies. Gospel. We are a forever family. We strive to keep the commandments. We repent when we make mistakes and forgive each other. We prepare to receive all gospel ordinances. We actively participate in church programs and magnify our callings. We strive to be led by God throughout the day. Work. We love to do hard things. Through work, we grow and serve. Service. Our family loves service. We practice the selfless teachings of Jesus Christ by serving those in need. We feed the hungry, clothe the naked, heal the sick, teach the ignorant, comfort the lonely, create beauty, liberate the captive, and preach the gospel. And that came right out of the scriptures when we're like, that's an actual service manifesto. We want that. Responsibility. We are responsible stewards over our possessions, roles, and duties. We strive for cleanliness in our lives and home. Self-sufficiency. We enjoy mastering self-sufficiency. We can read, make and manage money, cook, exercise, manage time, study hard, and prepare for the future. We are innovators and look for solutions to problems. Health and fitness. We are an active, healthy, fit family. We love to exercise and put healthy food into our bodies. We enjoy recreational sports and activities. Education. We are lifelong students and explorers. We love learning new things through schools, books, mentors, new experiences, and travel. We develop our natural gifts and use them to bless the world. Friendship. We are friends. We love, support, and accept each other unconditionally. And then love. We practice unconditional love and express it through charity, compassion, non-judgment, acceptance, and service. So this was probably double the size, and we tried really hard to cut it down to simple sentences. I mean, we could have expounded a whole lot more, but we wanted it to fit on a page. So it just wasn't really tedious to read. So we cut it down to really just, work. We love to do hard things. Through work, we grow and serve. We just kept it at that. And I just found that concise and simple and clear worked the best. And then we do go, this is in our great room, right where we kneel for family prayer, when we are going off to school. So often, over breakfast, Chris will look over at it and he'll read out one of these for the day and just read it to the kids and then just briefly talk about it. That way it's in a conspicuous spot when we see it. It's attracting positive energy around it. And then we just, once every couple of days or so, we'll just grab one and talk about it real quick. And then it's continually just there. And then I created this copy for our room, Chris and my bedroom, and then I also have a copy for the girls' room and for the boys' room. So even if they don't read it, even if they can't read it, it still is attracting positive energy in the room.
And it reminds them that this is the things that they know are written on there, even if they can't read it. These are the things we talk about at breakfast.
Right. So that's how we did it. You can also do an overall mission purpose statement. But that's how it's done, broken down into
goals and principles. And there you go.
Awesome.
You're welcome to take a picture of it if you want to.
Thank you, Glenn. There's a few things that I love about the way you guys have done it. I love how conspicuous it is and how frequently you can do something without making it overwhelming. Like it's just a simple thing.
Especially with
just
our kids,
connect
we liked breaking it down into individual principles, and then each is one's like a couple sentences.
Yeah, that's so great. Cool. And I also love how you made it happen really quick. And I think for a long time I thought I needed to know more about how to do it and what to do. And you just jumped in and made it happen. And I like that.
I mean, you will probably need to do a pre-FHE of just you and your husband to kind of make it, structure it as far as, what you want in it, and then have the meeting with your kids on their input.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a two-part thing. Oh, and then we had our friend, I think it was Stephen Palmer, design the pretty fonts and print it for us. Because he does life manifesto printing. I think he's one of them. With the conscious creator eye in the bottom. So.
It has your brand on it.
It has our brand.
That's awesome. I love it. So I've heard of a few different ways. Like this is a really fantastic example of this way. And I've also heard of people who it's more kind of like in the family proclamation when it says successful marriages and families are established and maintained on principles, and it lists the principles. So I've also heard families that will just have it be more like a declaration of all their principles in one big sentence. Or something, I've heard other families that'll do it something as simple as the parks are, and then you just
10 things.
Yeah, or even just a couple that are these are the things that we want to be known for. And that's something that if your mission statement is that way, it's just a quick little something that you could say at any time. Oh, you did that? The parks are kind. So that's not in accordance with our mission.
It's almost like we could do this and then the Constitution has the preamble. It's kind of like the preamble to your manifesto.
Yeah, so you could post the preamble and memorize it.
Yeah.
And then you can also have the broken down principles and what you're creating.
Yeah, so you could be
this is your Constitution.
Conscious creators, gospel livers, that didn't work. Hard workers, service, or all the principles in there, and then have the manifesto be the broken down thing. I think that the thing that I like about having it this expanded is that it's a clear understanding of the principles. So I think that that's probably what I would like.
Yeah, like self-sufficiency. I'm if you said that to our 4-year-old, he would have no idea what. But if you said, we get to teach you how to take care of yourself, which means you learn to read, you learn to cook, you learn to take care of your body, you learn to work hard, and you learn to prepare and plan for your future. That's what we mean. Yeah. And when you break him down, he can understand. Oh yeah, the exercise. Oh yeah, we learned this. Oh yeah, we learned this, and that together is teaching a child to be self-sufficient.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I love that.
Go ahead. Melissa, your turn.
Oh, I was just going to say that I love that you break it down too, because even all of us could pick out one word and it means something different to all of us anyway.
That's true.
Yeah. So recently, when we were preparing for our homeschool year, we have every August, well, for a few years now, I've done some brainstorming. What do the kids need? What do we all need this year? And how do we incorporate that in? And then last year I got Matt doing it too, which added leaps and bounds. So the inspiration I got. This year, I had the idea to brainstorm and just write for myself, what do I want my children to leave our house with? And that was the question that came to me that was getting us focused. And it wasn't necessarily only school, but it was with school in mind, what principles and how to help them prepare in a well-rounded, holistic kind of way. And so I asked Matt, what do you want the kids to leave the home with? And for me, it came down to 6 different kinds of things that I wrote out. I don't remember how many he had, but a lot of them overlapped and were similar. We just worded them differently. But then we just shared that, and as he was reading his, I said, I want to leave our home with that too. I want to develop that more. And I realized as we're talking that that is the question that we can use to spark our family mission conversation.
That's
what
exactly,
that's
what it was what do we want to teach our kids?
Yeah.
And that's where the principles all just came from. Around that. Work ethic, strong testimony, kindness, love.
Yeah.
Friendship.
And it's like they don't have to be perfect and totally developed when they leave, but if they have these principles as a part of them, they'll be able to continue. And that's, I mean, when we talk about them being self-sufficient, I want my kids to be self-sufficient at breaking through their limiting beliefs and at helping themselves emotionally and being able to like interact with other people. Like I want them to know how to get better at that, not just be at the 18-year-old level and stuff. Yeah, you know. So those were some of the principles that really guided me. So now I think my challenge is to just make it happen, get it officially done.
I processed my 5-year-old yesterday because she wanted to. I picked her up a couple minutes late from her friend's house, and she wanted to stay there for lunch. And I told her no, she had to come home for lunch at our house. And she just got all in a tip of, I'm crappy. I'm just really cranky right now. And I sat her down, and it was this gentle little, tell me how you're feeling, and why are you feeling this way? And then the question was, do you want to feel cranky? And she kind of just thought about it for a minute. No, but I don't know how not to. And I'm like, well, did you know it's actually a choice? And you could choose, if you wanted, to not be cranky. And it was like this novel idea that she could actually choose. And then what do you think will happen if you just stay cranky? What do you think? And then what do you think would happen if you decide to just be happy? Because you can have lunch at your friend's house a different day, and that's okay. And then she kind of saw the between the two. And I invited her, if she felt done being cranky, to choose to be happy now. And she did. And she started laughing, and she let it go. And even just teaching emotional regulation and how to just get yourself out of those funks, because it's a choice.
Yeah, totally. I love it. Does anybody else have any questions or comments right at this point about the principles and the questions to ask with creating family mission statements?
Not at the moment, but if anybody else comes up with some really great ones, I'd love to hear them later on.
I do have a few notes from some other family mission experts that I can share too. And Melissa, did you see that doc I shared with you this morning?
Yes, I have it.
The agenda. So I'm not going to go over like all the questions. Do you mind if I look over your shoulder? So I just got from a few different books like their particular processes, and I just wanted to go over them. So in this book, How Will You Measure Your Life? That's by Clayton Christensen, which Matt and I love and highly recommend. He said you need 3 things. There's 3 parts of a purpose. And I mean, he was saying purpose similar to how we would apply a mission or a manifesto. He said you need a likeness, and he compared it to like a blueprint for a building or a flight plan for an airline flight, that you need to create spiritually and mentally what it is. So you create the likeness, and then number 2 is a deep commitment, and then metrics to measure your progress. And that with those 3 things in place, you're going to be able to manifest the things you want. So those were his words of what you need. Then Stephen Covey says, a family mission statement is a combined, unified expression from all family members of what your family is all about, what it is you really want to do and be, and the principles you choose to govern your family by. And he said that a mission statement is both a destination and a compass. And then I just listed a whole bunch of the questions that he recommends. And then I'm totally taking all of this. Sorry that I didn't print it. So his 3 steps for creating a family mission statement are, the same kinds of ideas in his words. He says, explore what your family is all about, then write your family mission statement, then use it to stay on track. And then the one other resource is this book called 3 Gaps, which is the name of the company too that put together this book. And they said, identify your governing values. This wasn't particularly about a mission statement, but it could be the values behind the mission statement. And they go through in the book some processes about how we would identify what our governing values are and what values really, really matter the most to us, not just what we kind of say we value. And the premise in that book is finding the gap between what we say are our values and how we're living and getting rid of that gap. So identify your governing values, write a clarifying statement, and then prioritize the values. See which one, like if you had to choose, you give an example of someone's values were loyalty and integrity, and then being in a situation where choosing to stay loyal would threaten his integrity. And he realized in that moment that the integrity was more important to him than loyalty. And he took away that loyalty to that organization so that he could be true to himself. And so they recommend that part of that process of figuring out our values includes identifying what order they go in, what's absolutely the most important values to us. So I just wanted to go over those briefly because I think our discussion and Colin's presentation are more valuable for us than the specifics, but just to let you know of some of the resources I found and the processes. And I recommend those books if any of those things stand out. And I think I've shared all of my thoughts about what I've learned about them and what progress I've made so far. So if anybody else has any ideas, how about this question? What do you think, if you were to go write a family mission statement after this conversation, how do you think you would want to go about it, and what would you want to do?
Am I okay? But I would want to go about it kind of in a couple processes. I'd probably want to sit down first with myself and just write out everything I could think of, so I could see everything that I'm thinking all at the same time. And then I'd want to get clear just myself, and then work with my husband, and then work with our families, and then create the actual thing. So I personally would want it to kind of be that 3 to 4 steps.
I like the idea of creating a concise single manifesto that incorporates maybe, principles in one big statement. So we didn't do that, but I think we should go back and then create the one maybe we can teach our kids to memorize, because we wouldn't have to memorize this whole thing.
Right.
I think now that, I don't know, I know I've talked about this a ton, but like having a child now that's hit like puberty and pre-puberty, I think of this as like a shield. Like I want it to be ringing in my kids' ears when they're about to make a decision when they leave the home. So I'm like for me, I feel like Satan's big thing is like the moral cleanliness issue. Sure. So I'm like, there's so many things that I feel like we have to really prepare them for, and we have to over and over and over and over again hit it. And I don't want my thing to be like eye roll when they read it, because it's just, I would like to keep ourselves really clean. It feels good to have a clear conscience and this and that. But I'm like, we have to have a ton of that stuff, because that's what they're gonna get these next decade of their lives. I'm like, I don't know, I'm just feeling this urge to really prepare them for not like it in like a spiritual bombardment, from all sides. And I feel like there's a lot of or even like they could go on a mission and come home and be like, now what? And get caught up into different things. Like, you're never really in the clear. I'm not in the clear. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many, and the world is changing to a point where the good for evil and evil for good is going to get so murky and muddy that it has to be really clear and concise, and certain things that I feel like I wouldn't have put in a mission statement a couple years ago, now having kids that are at this certain age and on the brink of these experiences, I'm like, it's going to look different. You know, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like I want to think of it as like a protection, like something that's literally such a part of them that without even thinking about it a ton, they're going to make a certain, they're going to say no to certain things or be like, I have no desire, because it's such a part of their conscious and unconscious person that it's, this is not what I want. This is what I want, you know? Yeah. I don't know.
Go ahead.
Another thing that keeps coming to my mind is just like, we all memorized the young women theme, and we could probably mostly state it out depending on how recently you've repeated it, since they keep updating it. But I like the idea of like having something like that. It's not the shortest thing, but it's not super long, and I think it's totally reasonable for any child that can talk to memorize something of that length.
Yeah.
Totally. I mean, I think in our old ward, they had the primary, like actually memorize the proclamation of the family, and they did it in chunks over time, but they did it.
Yeah.
The children are very capable of memorizing.
Yeah.
Things.
Yeah.
They can memorize.
And they can, I mean, you can do it in ways that they think are fun, and like, it's not even this hard chore that we adults sometimes we get out to do.
And I like that you guys break it into chunks that are manageable. You just work on a chunk at a time and revisited the last.
Well, yeah, I mean, how hard is it to memorize? We love to do hard things. Through work, we grow and serve.
Yeah.
That's yeah, actually wants to be grow. Megan.
So what about, if you were creating this mission statement, what would you want to do as far as displaying and revisiting? Does anyone have any besides what we've talked about so far about that you would want to do?
Mine was frame it, put it in a conspicuous place, and go over it routinely, actually consciously. So for us, it's when we kneel down to pray, right before going off to school, or over breakfast.
Yeah. I love that.
I think that I would want to, like, I'm really wanting to do a wall display, like I've mentioned before. And I think I would either want to incorporate it in with my wall display or have it somewhere nearby. So there's the wall display and the manifesto, which I'm picturing as that side wall in the kitchen. That's what, and the thing that's really cool about that right now is that we're having school in the kitchen these days. And so it's just, and we have our meals together. There's just so many opportunities, which I haven't exactly pictured which one or how we would incorporate it, but something like that. This is making me want to do it officially more than I wanted to.
Do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially since Matt and I already had that discussion, and we have actually already had the discussion with the kids of what is really important for the parks to do, and we have that brainstorm from the kids. So we already have a lot of the pieces. It's just the finishing job now. So that's easy.
This is not visual, but I just keep thinking, so if your family were to have something memorized, you could repeat it at family home evening, you know, like at the beginning.
Yeah.
And to me, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I kind of like that family song.
Yeah. Or how in primary, one kid leads it and holds it up, and the rest recite it.
That actually reminds me of one of the ones we're going to discuss is about having a family song. And I realized you could have a family song and a family mission statement, or one or the other, or you could have your family mission statement put to music and have it be your song that you sing.
My sister-in-law does that. She actually will customize songs for your family.
Really? I met someone at the Faith that does that as well. Unless I met your sister-in-law.
No. No, if you gave her lyrics, she can create a very beautiful melody and accompaniment and form of it.
That's awesome. That's beautiful.
So let me know if you want her.
Yeah. So she takes it, you write the specific lyrics, and she doesn't
Well,
know
she
the- or if you-
can create lyrics too. Like if you wanted to tell her about your family, about your, she'll write like, a love song for you and your loved one for your anniversary, like anything you want, and she can create it. But if you had specifics, this is what you wanted, she could do that.
That's super cool.
She did that for Stephen once. Yeah, he wrote a song. Another girl on his mission, and he was writing. So now we don't do anything with it, but she made me a copy of it.
She helped Chris one for our wedding.
That's awesome. I actually put that down as one of our things to discuss, but I'm kind of wondering if writing a family song, if that merits a whole meeting's discussion, or if it's just like,
or maybe there's
resources
an
available.
existing hymn or primary song that really gets the feeling of your family. And there's just something you resonate with.
Yeah. So many cool ways to do things. Well, I just really feel like if we have some small experience in this meeting to tie in what we're learning about, that we're more likely to do whatever we want to do. And like I said before, we don't have to do all of these. I mean, I think it would be kind of ridiculous if we all had a family vision that we listen to, and a movie we watch, and a song we sing, and a manifesto that we read and repeat. Like, we don't have to have all of those things. But I want at this time to just have just a few minutes to just brainstorm, and this is by no means the complete process that we want to go through, but maybe just focus on what your values would be that you would want to incorporate. Glenn, I don't know exactly how this applies to you as you have your manifesto written, but maybe what you would want to do moving forward. So, or ask yourself the question, what do I want my family, my kids to leave the house with? And so if we just take a few minutes to quietly write and then share, I think that will anchor in this discussion more. So, and your turn is on. Or an alternative would be to set a goal of what we're going to do and when to do a mission statement.
Again.
Oh, ma'am.
Okay.
If you haven't your hair out, forget the phone.
Just borrow very good.
I love when my kids play with their hair. I'll like lean out over the couch and play with it, and then Abram will come along and it's so relaxed and be like,
Everyone except for her.
I'm like, oh gosh, here's Abram, he's helping.
Lincoln does a good job.
When I see just like intertwining her toes.
Mesh for her thing.
What you gonna make?
So maybe you just take like 1 more minute and then share. This part I don't want to like interrupt you guys, but not do a full process either.
Can I share real quick?
Yes.
Well, how I shares, the thought that came to me was just the number one principle that we want to teach our kids is unconditional love, because it incorporates every single one. We love God, so we keep the commandments. We love ourselves, so we're healthy and we consciously create our life. We love others by being responsible, by being a good friend, by serving, by working hard. That underlies in every single other one. So we keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Number 2, commandments are love God and love others as you love yourself. So God, self, and others.
Yeah, I love that. So really, it's not a separate process, and it's not like you have to have one or the other. You really can have the full manifesto.
How do we love God? In what ways? How do we love yourself? In what ways? How do you love others? In what ways? Yeah. We love ourselves enough to stay holy. We love God enough to stay holy.
And we love others enough to stay morally clean.
Yeah, there you go.
It's respectful time. Well, I decided that my goal moving forward is to incorporate this into our couples meetings more regularly until it gets done. So we've done it here and there, and so just the next step would be to take what we've already written and put it together in a draft, and then I think I want to ask the kids some more questions, like what does this mean to you, and what do you think is important, and then have that a little bit adjust the draft. So I'm going to bring it up, and actually we have a plan for this meeting this Sunday, what we're going to discuss. So I'll bring it up when we don't have the other things discussed. I'm not putting a big timeline on it, but those meetings are already in place, so I know it will continue to happen. That is my. Does anyone else have anything they want to share about what you thought or wrote about?
I just went off on like how I want, what language I want used in my mission statement. So I just
Like what?
Well, it was just like, so I want to have some sort of like anchor or ship or something.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was like, we sail by, we are steered by, we are captains of. Like, I just wanted to kind of like use all of the like. So I'll probably go and like research like what ship hands are called or what all of the parts of a ship are, and then kind of incorporate them in what I want my mission to be. That's what I was writing about.
That just made me think, Hillary, on the week that we talk about the wall display.
Uh-huh.
You should bring your anchor and show everybody.
That's right, charter course.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
No, I want mine to totally be like a map or like, I don't know, like a map, like a treasure map type thing, or I have, my sister made me an anchor, but I still want another one on the wall.
Mhm.
I might have moved that one up to like my upstairs.
One of my favorite sayings is, ships in a harbor are safe, but that's not what ships were built for. Out of your comfort zone, out of into uncharted waters.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch, that's what I love, like, and that's exactly what I wrote about.
A lot of metaphors.
For what my kids, I want my kids to have that self-esteem and that self-worth of themselves. You do that.
It made me think about the scripture in the Doctrine and Covenants too, about the small rudder that can steer. There's like, it specifically has the analogy, like in the scripture, just as the small rudder, or you turn a small helm and it affects your course, then so is blah 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 blah. I obviously don't remember the scripture, but it's in there for real. When I read it one time, I was like, "Ooh, that was there. It's there."
I love that, Hillary. I think for me, Ryan and I have discussed this with no pure intention, really. Like, we discuss these kind of things all the time. And I think it would benefit our whole family if we just did it more intentionally and said, okay, let's do something with all this stuff we talk about rather than just keep talking about it.
Good. So would it serve you for me to say right now, so what specific goal are you going to have?
I keep trying to make one up, and I guess the only thing I can really say is that I can work on it myself. I like to think that right now I can have Ryan work with me on things, but the reality more comes down to we have about 1 day a week that we can really work on anything. So
Yeah.
It's not usually it's the bare necessities of things that get done. So unless I could convince him that it's as big of a priority as I'd like it to be, that's not going to happen. But I can do my own stuff.
Yeah, and that's powerful too. And do you have anything you want to share?
I just started writing down some of the different areas and brainstorming, but I was thinking that this seems more doable to me, like right now, than like it might help me get more focused on my personal life. I should do this first because it seems more doable to me. So I don't know. I don't know why that part of it is so overwhelming for me, but this seems more
Sometimes you can know
doable.
more what you want for your kids.
Yeah.
And
That's
by
true.
doing this, you may say, you know what?
I need this for me
I need
too.
self-control.
And
I want
actually, that's the
education.
first thing I did said was self-control, like that we need to like put in there that we are responsible and in charge of our own moods and words and actions, showing love and self-possession, because I'm like, that's I need that mainly. So yeah, I'm gonna be a lot of the things that I need, and then of course if I'm that example for my kids, then they'll.
When mommy's calm, other people can be calm. Mommy is not calm.
Yeah.
There's escalation.
Yes, true. Sometimes I'm like, why are they like so crabby with each other and so short with each other? And I'm like, oh,
That's what I've been the last hour.
Yeah.
All right.
And I'm like, I'm telling them to be this way, and it's beautiful. So I don't know. So I think I'm excited to do it. I think this is a lot. This is to get on the track of being able to do more easily, like focusing.
Awesome.
So yeah.
So I just want to go over a little bit of, just tell you what's coming next. So 2 weeks from today is our next time. I'm pull up a little slow this. So that's October 7th. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Thank you for reminding me. So Hillary has a need to shift to 10:30 or to not come until 10:30, but I'd rather that we can all be at the same time. Does 10:30 work to shift for you? Yeah. Okay. So October 7th at 10:30, and next time is when.
Just for October.
Okay. So for those two. Next time is when we're going to talk about wall display stuff. So I'm excited because that's something I want to work on, and Hillary's had some good ideas. So if you would take the invitation, if doing a wall display is something that you want to do, to get some more clarity and come prepared with more ideas to enhance the discussion, it will make things better. And I was also thinking, what if we just, that last week, I just left it open to additional resources. What if for that week we plan on having it be a sharing opportunity to give us some degree of accountability and like deadlines, but it's like you just pick the one thing that you want to bring and share. And so our finished product, that'll be the day where we're like, this is what I learned on this course and look what I created from it. So I would love that. So is that something you would all agree we could do? Okay, perfect. So we have October 7th, we'll do wall display stuff. October 21st, we'll talk about making a book style, which I have more figuring out what that means. But, and then the November 11th, I was saying we could talk about family songs. So we might adjust some of that, but that's where we are so far as the syllabus. And then November 18th, we'll share and present kind of to each other what we have created. So does anyone else have any other logistical or discussion items? Basically what I'm saying is I have talked about everything I have to talk about today. So Glenn, thank you so much. That was awesome. This was really, really helpful.
Very motivating.
Yeah.
Wouldn't work for us. That's awesome.
Actually, would you want to do some sort of thing like what Glenn did today for next time, where you flesh out some of your wall display stuff and present and share? I mean, you wouldn't have to have the finished product to share, but like drawing and stuff. Yeah, and just show us up because you've had some really cool ideas.
It's all in there. I said.
Yeah. So that can give you some motivation. Okay, that would be awesome. I would love it. Share the love and the love, and I want to work on our wall display stuff because we have some of our ideas. Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for coming in, for all your great ideas and making one of my creations happen through this mastermind. But sure, store on the right. Last night, Weekly Wise, she went off on this whole spiel about how everyone can create and how kids can create, and she writes novels and tells amazing children's stories, and showed a little painting she made with her 2- and 4-year-olds, and all this cute stuff, and I was like, so in the zone. I was so happy about them.
Hi, Valerie.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, Vidalia.
How do I watch it?
Oh, the Weekly Wise Lecture Series Facebook page has a link to it. So you just go to her event and it's one of those in the event. Yeah.
She did such a great job.
Yeah, didn't she?
Yeah.
I love that. Thanks for introducing us to another fantastic friend.
You're welcome.
Is this yours?
I said breeze.
Megan, do you love that?
Okay, fine, Bubbles.
Yeah, that's fine. Melissa, we're unplugging the speaker.
Okay.
So now we probably won't be able to hear you. And I think I'm going to go ahead and finish the recording so that it's not just us.
Say anything you want to say right now.
Bye.
Yes?
Hi.
Hi, Vidalia. How are you?
How are you?
Good.
Later, do you want to box with my kids?
Yeah, but I do want to say hi to them on this one.
You know what? Why don't we do a video call a little bit later so that your conversation with them isn't in our movie? Because I'm going to probably share our movie with another friend, and she'll probably want to hear the adult part. And so you guys can have a video call with the kids a little bit later. Deal?
Good.
Okay. Thanks, V.
Could we get ice cream now?
Okay, see you guys later.
Bye.